Hi, and welcome back to Scratch. Today we're going to bake this delicious loaf of banana bread. For this recipe, we'll need 3 overripe bananas, a half cup of softened butter, 1½ teaspoons of baking powder, a half teaspoon of salt, 1½ cups of flour, 2 eggs, and 2/3 of a cup of sugar. We'll start by preheating our oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Then we'll come over and mash our bananas. Most people will try to peel a banana by its stalk. That is actually more difficult. One trick I've learned is to pinch the bottom of the banana, and the banana peels much easier. Once peeled, we'll mash our bananas with the tines and a fork. Once we've finished mashing our bananas, we're going to cream together our butter and sugar. I'm going to take 1 stick of softened butter that's been left out on the counter at least overnight. We'll mash it a little bit with a fork. We'll add 2/3 cups of sugar. And push that in with our fork. Then we'll take a spatula or a wooden spoon and start to stir our butter and sugar together. After a little while, the butter and sugar start to combine, but we're going to continue to mix this until it's approximately doubled in volume. When the butter and sugar look like a kind of coarse whipped cream, you're ready to add it to the mashed bananas. To this, we'll go ahead and mix in 2 large eggs. Once the bananas, eggs, and creamed sugar are roughly combined, we'll add a ½ teaspoon of salt and 1½ teaspoons of baking powder. And we'll mix those ingredients in. Once mixed in, we'll add 1½ cups of flour and combine that until it forms a cake-like batter. Once fully combined, we'll transfer this to a 9 by 5 inch loaf pan that's already been greased. We're going to shake this to even it out, but we're not going to tap it down because we want to have air bubbles in it so we have a nice crumbly loaf. Once transferred, we'll place it onto the middle rack of the oven that's already been preheated to 350 for approximately an hour. Okay, so it's been an hour. We're going to check our banana bread. It really looks done, but just to make sure, we're going to prick it in the center with a toothpick and make sure that that comes out clean. It did, so this is ready. We're going to pull it out of the oven and we're going to let it cool for about 20 to 30 minutes before we unmold it. It's been about 30 minutes since our banana bread came out of the oven, so we're going to flip it out onto a cutting board or wire rack and let it cool completely. And remember, if you like the content, please subscribe.